is absolutely just not for everyone. And I talk to so many people about entrepreneurship, and honestly, I try and convince most of them to keep their 9 to 5 job. I really do, because not because of the competition, we welcome it. In fact, it makes us better, right? To have more competition in our space, but it's just everyone's not cut out to do this.
So, Marcus, what's the moment in business you're most proud of achieving together? Like, even if that was a challenge, like what first comes to mind?
Yeah, first thing comes to mind is the first day we ever did a Snowy event back in April of 2019. And it was a day that we will never forget because we had such a challenge hitching the trailer, which I thought would be the easiest part of the day. So we prepared very well the night before with supplies, flavor, everything we needed, cups, spoons. We were just very well prepared. And we were going to just hitch the trailer, our first unit, in the morning, and then go to this HBU fun run event at Piedmont Park. And so we could not hitch the trailer for whatever reason. The ground wasn't level in our driveway, and it was just offset. It was very, very, very difficult to do. So it would slide and we'd try and lift it, and Ryan was holding it and pulling it and pushing it. I mean, it was the most frustrating time that I think I've ever had in snow. And it was the first event, but we ended up getting through it. We got it hitched. And I think it was a moment in both of our lives that we understood perseverance. Nothing will ever surpass being persistent and not giving up and not letting something as difficult as that was defeat you. You just keep pushing, you keep pushing, you keep pushing until you break through. And so that was the main lesson I know I learned. And I think Ryan could probably say the same, that resiliency we both displayed that day was pretty incredible. Because I tell you, I think most people would have just said, you know what? I think this business is not for me. Maybe I ought to just cut my losses before I even get started and, try something different. But I'm glad that wasn't God's plan for us. And a few years later, 6 years later, things are working out pretty well.
I think what I love most about that story is the place of absolute humility it brought both of you. And I can only imagine how it brought you together. Like, it really set the tone for the rest of the building of the business, I would imagine. I could just picture it like, okay, we're going to work together on this. How do we solve it? Like, I mean, I have this vision in my head of what it was like. You were there on the ground.
It was tough. I mean, it was just tough. It's just everything we tried to level it out and get it hitched just didn't work. It just absolutely did not work. And I always say those are just tests to see who really wants it, right? And I think we all have to pay that price in some form at some place in our careers or in our businesses to determine who is going to go to the next level. And most people won't. And entrepreneurship, I'll tell you, is just not for everyone. It's absolutely just not for everyone. And I talk to so many people about entrepreneurship, and honestly, I try and convince most of them to keep their 9 to 5 job. I really do, because not because of the competition, we welcome it. In fact, it makes us better, right? To have more competition in our space, but it's just everyone's not cut out to do this, to really jump out that plane without that parachute and have some sense of purpose that it's gonna and faith that it's going to eventually open at some point. And for most people with very secure, stable jobs, which in this day and age isn't so secure and stable anymore, as we're seeing. But I do encourage quite a few people, just I would hang on to the job, do something else part time, maybe make a little extra money, but be sure that you're cut out for this journey, because this journey is tough.
I got it in my cup, yeah. I got a snowy cup, cherry in my cup, yeah. What flavor you want, fill it up? Berry in my cup, yeah. What flavor you want, fill it up? Berry